does seem to be fixed now. There we go. And we're in here. Game one. Game one of Super Saiyan versus Tekkids. And we will see what's happening here. Crunch with the extra dash. Tekken with the passive augment. Trying to get a little bit of an early trade potentially into the Aurora. Also get some tenacity good into that comp. Pretty standard otherwise. Aurora with the wall augment, though. Not going the alt augment. Zara's again with the dash augment. We've seen this not be quite good today. We haven't seen a Zara's win with this augment yet today. I don't think this is the augment you want. This is actually the throw augment, my mistake, not the dash augment. It's okay in support because you get a little bit of poke, but I still think the scaling augment is better than the throw augment, even in duo lane. Crazy Fool with the extra range. Interesting to see Jay go the Q augment. We've seen a couple different variations of Eden. Some people going the Q is a lower cooldown augment. Some people going the armor shred augment. Not really sure which one's better. I don't play the character enough. But it's kind of interesting to see that there's a little bit of a variation in terms of what people prefer on that character. Dual lane, see if Crazy Fool can hit any hooks here. Is a range in a melee versus a range in a melee, so nobody going to get super out pressured here. Super Saiyan's going to give up the early prio. Vissy, like starting on that blue buff. I still don't know why. A little bit of a bozo move. Trying to extend that red buff, perhaps. Solo lane activity coming out. Tekken putting out a lot of damage. Crazy Fool hits the hook onto Kev. Not going to force a flash. Not too much damage coming out from Jay there off the hook. Tekken getting the better side of Flick right now. Up half an HP bar. See if Crazy Fool can land another one here. Wave going under tower. Don't really have to worry too much about the jungler. Grady trying to invade Vissy here. Gets spotted out. Or sorry, France trying to ward and get spotted out by Vissy. Ends up getting his flash force. Grady here looking for the invade. Looking to flash into the yin though. Gonna get pushed back. Cholo trying to get some damage off. Grady looking for the kill. He has red buff. Vissy able to dash out of there. Grady looking for some poke. France still here with some follow-up. Vissy trying to defend his camps. Triad just actually made the rotation over here from dual lane. Kev under tower. Could be in trouble. Triad not getting the right click that he needs to kill that guy. Vissy still just trying to secure his camps. Crazy Fool showing a little bit of face in the jungle. Getting some vision. Letting Grady know where he is. Crazy Fool not quite able to land that hook. Might need to pack this pick up. Not known to be a better Richter player than me. True story. I am simply a superior Richter player. Kev gonna collect that wave under tower. Zara's still here. Would be nice if he was collecting some free stats. Gonna collect that river buff though. Gonna deny that from France. France, notorious river buff, begs for his jungle to come help. No river buffs. We'll see how much he can play the game. He does have the mana augment, though, with the secondary augment for mana, so he should be fine in that front. Just behind a little bit in the XP department. Still no flash on the mid laner. Vissy also no flash. Neither does Grady. Bale still putting out the pressure in the solo lane. Flick just biding his time, playing the Aurora, waiting for team fights. We see the mid lane rotation from Crazy Fool, looking for a stun into a hook combination. Does get the stun, does get the hook. Cholo in trouble here, gets body blocked, misses the flash into the wall. Goes down for first blood.
I would love to sniff the face
to the side of France.
God
Not the
forbid
person you
man
want to
has some
see
fucking
with the first kill.
interest.
Thuggernauts, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Bird Nest. And that's the combination they're going to look to hit all game. Kev, no mana, looking at a position here. Jay with the slow, losing the wave though. Crazy Fool trying to get the hook. Does get the hook off the silence. Kev gonna flash out of there. Ult coming out of Jay. Misses one of the shots and lets him live. Drops the wave for under tower. Missing a lot of farm here to not get that kill. Kind of a little bit of a mistake there by Jay. Missed the shots. Not quite able to aim correctly. I'm not sure what happened there. Feels like that kill should have been pretty free. A little bit of a misplay there on Jay's part. You can't see the deaths? Oh, you're right. Hold on. My bad. There you go. Is that better? My bad. True professional streamer, by the way. Professional streamer. Grady picks up a kill on Cholo again. Gonna punish that guy for no flash. Gets the repeat gank. France, like I said, begging for help. Needs all the help he can get. Jungle, support, don't matter. He'll take it all. Getting some poke out on Vissy. Double river buff coming up. Cholo trying to deny this one. Doesn't really want to give France any more of a lead than he already has.
I've seen enough.
Crazy Fool looking to get a hook, perhaps. Solo lane. Dr. Flick getting kind of low. Bale, level 6. Able to look for the solo kill if he wants it. Not sure he has enough mana to go for it, though. Crazy Fool lurking in the mid lane. France cosplaying World War II. Needs all the help he can get. Cholo trying to freeze the wave. Deny a little bit of farm where he can. Bale catches out the Yin on the 3 camp. A little bit of info going the side of the Suns. Maybe look for a Fangtooth play potentially. Grady on the side as well. Rotation from the Richter. No wave prio though. Jay might walk past some more minions. Elects to not go for the kill anymore. Collect some farm. Crunch steamrolls Bale. That is a good matchup for Crunch. You just dash his Q and you win that matchup. That is true. Bale wins that matchup 1v1. Or Crunch wins that matchup 1v1. That is true. See a 3-man collapse on a France potentially. Just looking for river buff here. France sniffs that out with the ward. Double river buff going to the side of Super Saiyan. Cholo getting pressured again. Good pillar by France to get a lot of poke off. France up 500 gold. 1,500 gold lead. The side of the Suns. Looks like a lot of that is the solo lane. Tekken up 500 gold. Grady up 300 gold. Mid lane up 600 gold. Nothing really going on in the dual lane. Just kind of an even lane. A little bit surprising though, considering it feels like Crazy Fool has been a lot more active in this game than Triad has. Just able to get things down a little bit more. Vissy looking for a gank into dual lane. Stun onto Crazy Fool. Vissy gets hooked out of the air by Crazy Fool. Absolutely insane hook. And the ult from Vissy comes out to save his life. Great hook by Crazy Fool to pull him out of the air so he doesn't get kicked back into his team. Into the team of Super Saiyans. Crunch here with the rotation. Maybe looking for a play. 2 full HP targets. Not quite able to go on anybody here. Might pick up the Fangtooth though. They don't have vision on him. They're trying to see if he's going for it. They're just checking. Looks to go mid on to Cholo. France trying to get some damage. Looking for a 2 camp potentially. Catches Triage on the rotation. They'll look for some poke. Big damage coming out of the Crunch. True damage goes Burr. France can't hit the snipes. Finds 2 of them though. Grady still gets the Q and gets that kill. Flash taken off the Zorus. Hit on the other side of it. This game has no issues. Crazy Fool picking up the Fangtooth for the boys. They do get a kill on the Aurora as well. Tekken gets the solo kill. Runs him down the lane. Hard character to die on. Not quite sure what happened there. Must have just got caught by the ult on the wall. Unlucky. Vissy gonna try to pick up the mini prime. Not gonna have the damage to do this in time though. He's gonna get collapsed on. They know he's on it. Grady's gonna pick this one up for free. Not sure if he has smite up though. Might try to give it to Tekken. Vissy just going to give this one up. It will go over to Tekken. Going to give that to him for free. Not even going to force the smite from Grady. Is Vissy. It is not looking good for the Suns. Or sorry, for the Super Saiyans. The Cinderella run might be coming to an end. See the Eden. Looking to help in the jungle. Crazy Fool getting gone on. Vissy dashing into Crazy Fool. We're going to get the flash. Still get the kill, though. Grady looking for Cholo. Ults away there. France and Jay in the backline. Grady might be out of position. Gets caged. Misses the cage somehow. Great game, by the way. Lock-on ability. Cages Casper's fat ass. Quite unlucky there by Tri-Edge. Gets the cage, but doesn't get it to go through for some reason. A little bit unlucky there. Another solo kill going the way of Tekken. Does have that mini prime, so not surprising that he was able to get the lead in that lane. Not going to continue to push, though. A little surprising. Maybe worried about getting rotated on. He is full HP, though. Not sure what he's worried about.
Beg your pardon.
We do have some yappers in the chat complaining about who's the best mid laner, who's not the best mid laner. We all know it's me. The reason I stopped playing in this tournament was because I had to run it because everybody else wanted a chance to win. If I was playing, there simply wouldn't be any. Crazy Fool misses the tip of that hook. Tickles Cholo right on the chin. Visi ganking solo lane, trying to give the Aurora a chance to play the game. Has been getting bodied all game. Visi no red buff. Going to be very hard to kill Tekken here. Does reflect the knockup though. Not able to grab the grab. Does flash up though. Still has his Q to follow if he needs it. Ult by Tekken. Or ult by Flick. Does not cancel Tekken's ult. Supposed to though. Even though Tekken's ult's not CC immune. Not sure what happened there. It should get canceled. Ends up getting the full animation. Trades out Visi for free. Dr. Flick not quite able to help his teammate there. As he goes down for free. Flick needs to be careful here. Tekken does have that passive augment, so he's going to run him down with auto attacks. Does get the 2-for-1. Tekken is him. Hide your kids. Hide your solo laner. Hide your jungler. Tekken's coming for them all. Grady, other side of the map, invading. Getting a free 5 camp. Little 2 camp. Grady's favorite camp. They do call him the 2 camp gremlin. Crazy Fool looking for the mid lane gank. Does hit the hook. Does get the ult onto the howitzer. France 3 for 3 on the snipes. Crazy Fool with the pimp slap. Puts him back to the base. Should have paid his debts. Crunch on the red buff. Comes over. Visi does get the secure though. Trying to walk him down the red. Trying to use that movement speed diff. Tri-Edge is here. Flash by Grady. Looking to go in on Visi still. Ult by Tri-Edge. Trying to get the kill. At least a trade. 4 members here from the Suns at the enemy team's red buff. Putting belt to the ass of the Super Saiyans. Super Saiyans known to power up after healing from being low HP. See if they can bounce back from this game because it is not looking good. But if they're able to get in that hyperbolic time chamber, maybe they can make something happen after healing up a little bit. Gold differential here, about 8,000 gold, the biggest lead we have seen at 12 minutes by far, maybe 3 times the lead we have seen from any other team in this tournament so far. Suns really putting on a dominating performance here in all roles right now, just absolutely dismantling this map 1 lane at a time.
You are not worthy of my presence.
Zaris looking to gank the solo lane. Looking to maybe put Tekken down. Tekken not worried, though. He will take a 2v1 again any day of the week. Even a 3-for-1 probably. Dr. Flick not really able to fight. Cholo on the rotation, though. 5-man rotation for Tekken Kid here. 4-man rotation, sorry, as the ADC has not shown up. Tekken actually going to get out of here, too. Putting the movement on them. He does have the passive log, so he's actually just out. Tekken dragging all the attention to his lane and not getting punished for it. Kev maybe going to get the cleanup. Tekken going to go up on top of the ledge. Kev not quite able to find him, and they cannot punish this Bale for being at the enemy team's tier 2. Grady in the tower line. Big knockup by Bale onto 2. Picks up Tri-Edge. Cholo trying to get some return damage. Not able to get enough to really do anything in this one. And I think this one might be a wrap from what I have seen so far. Cholo looking for the stun. Crazy Fool maybe looking for a hook coming off the top. A little bit scared to throw it. Didn't want to miss it on stream and embarrass himself. Crazy, a little ambitious in the enemy team's blue buff. Crazy Fool, or Grady and Tekken are here though. Tekken picking somebody up in ult. Crazy Fool trying to ult. Gets cleansed though by Visi. Still get the kill. Triage with the cage. Not able to get any more damage off here. Cholo trying to return some damage. Gets hooked by Crazy Fool and is going to go down here. Back to the base. Orb Prime going to be picked up here for the side of the Suns. Kev just trying to do what he can. Going to get a tier 1 tower in the duo lane. Not much he can do in this game here. This is an absolute textbook dismantle of the Super Saiyans from the Suns. A little bit of the comp experience here, I think, on the gap from these two teams. The Suns a little bit more seasoned. Triage a little bit newer to the game. Cholo hasn't really had his chance on a high-end team yet. Definitely can compete at the level, but definitely needs to be on a little bit of a stronger team. Only a week to practice for this team. Dr. Flick coming out of retirement. Visi, up-and-comer, first-time debut in the jungle. Not going the way they want. Still 2 upsets in this tournament for them. Looking to continue that Cinderella run to the finals. Tekken, the raid boss, standing in their way. We have a 12,000 gold lead here for the side of the Suns. Hasn't really extended. Visi getting ulted by Tekken. Getting pulled by Crazy Fool off the ult. Gonna go down here. Tekken taking on 3 guys. Not quite able to handle all 3, though. He's actually gonna live 1 HP. They're not able to get the trade. Goes down to Kev Kaio-Ken. Coming in to try to keep this game in a winnable state. Kev not quite able to get any more, but he does get the big shutdown on to Tekken. Tekken thought he was me for a second. 3 guys too much for him. I could take 5. Guess that's just the difference in our skill levels. Saurus going to mid lane, trying to defend tower.
You cannot break me. My stance will not.
13,000 gold lead. Tier 2 tower going down in mid lane. Gonna go down in duo lane as well. Arguably an unrecoverable gold lead here. Solo lane down 4,000 gold. Alone, mid lane down 3,300 gold. Very difficult position to come back in. Visi down 3,500 as well. Sorry, 2,500 as well. Going to be a very difficult position to come back from. When you're down this much gold, it is almost impossible to come back. But if you do win one team fight cleanly or semi-cleanly, even if it's like a 4 for 3, you can actually get back into the game, as there's a lot of catch-up gold that you get for getting a lot of shutdowns or killing players that are higher levels than you. So you can actually come back, but it does require like an almost perfect gameplay, perfect team fight. They don't have any Vanquishers, though. If Kev had Vanquisher, maybe I would feel a little bit better about their chance to maybe return into this game, but I don't really see how they end up securing any of these kills. I think they just end up getting people low HP, and they struggle to finish it. Four-man grouping out of the Super Saiyans. Four-man grouping out of the Suns. 5 people here in the duo lane. Tekken looking for Kev. Only man that hasn't gone down. Kev with the jukes. Dodging some auto attacks. Can't dodge the fight, though. Triage with the cage. Gets 2. No real damage coming out. Following with Cholo here as he tries to do some damage. A lot of damage on a Crazy Fool. Maybe a missile could put him down. Can't quite find it. 3 for nothing in the enemy team's red side. Tekken still here looking for more. Says he wants Cholo's ass cheeks. Trying to see what monkey tastes like. Cholo with the monkey skin. Little monkey in a rat suit. $15 in the store. Just saying. Buy your skins. Get RG Sauce, another yacht. Flick begging for help in his tower.
I'm heading back.
Grady looking to pull this Orb Prime. 15,000 gold lead the way of the Suns. This is semifinals. Flick may be looking for the steal, decides not to go for it. Kind of surprised we don't just send one for that, honestly, and just try to go for it. Little Hail Mary play. Not sure we're winning the game otherwise. I think it would have been worth to send it. Vissy, 1 HP. Trying to run away from the raid boss. Not quite able to play this game. I would expect to see the Bale banned out in the next game. Highly doubt we see that let through again.
Excuse me.
Hot build by Grady. What does he have here? This is a pretty standard build. That's actually like the most standard crunch build. 2 inhibs going down here. Not sure if the Kaio-Kens are going to be able to defend it all. They're going to take a fight at some point. Not really a good fight you're going to get under the core. You're going to have to just kind of take it all in engage off this Zara's cage, but you're going to get blown up immediately. Going to need the Aurora to really get the good engage. Follow up after the cage. You kind of want the Zara's to cage, get all the abilities used on him, and then the Aurora flash ults, and you can maybe fight on the back end of that. Probably the best fight you're going to get. You also need to not get canceled by Crazy Fool, so we'll see if they're able to actually do anything here. Might just go down here. Big wall by Dr. Flick to separate the fight. Big damage from Cholo. Not enough to defend the core, though. No kills going the way of either team. Aurora goes down to Tekken. A lot of poke comes out, though, onto the Suns. They don't really have that much healing in their kits. Might have to back up here. They're still going to look for more. Crazy Fool hits the hook onto Cholo, and that should spell game. Vissy with the insane right click on that knockup by the Bale. Actually gets the return kill. Might be able to defend. Tri-Edge goes down. Grady, or Crazy Fool, 1 HP. Not quite able to stop them from ending the game. Crazy Fool does go down, though, at the end. Typical Crazy Fool, known to end games. 2 deaths on the board. That is a rough one. Cholo. Going the turret augment, not going scaling. Grady with the rock augment. Instead of the mini rampage like we saw earlier. Everything else looks pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Kev also going for the Q augment. AK the Lance augment, not the spin augment. On your way home. I don't know if I'm casting another set after this, so don't worry about it. Dueling, a little bit of pressure being put out here by Crazy Fool. Trying to look for some hooks. Not quite able to find it. Looked like it connected on my screen. Just didn't get the pull there. Maybe not enough range on the tip of that. Crazy Fool looking for another hook. Making sure this wave goes under tower. Vissy starting on the red side this time. Looking for the mid lane gank. Grady also looking for the mid lane gank, though. Gonna be a little bit of a 2v2 here. Vissy actually looking for an invade. Grady jumps up. Looking for Cholo. Does force the flash. Vissy looking for the invade. He did see Grady on that ward crossing the river. Or cutting back to the river. Going to mid. Good invade out of Vissy. Heads up play. We saw this in the last couple games as well with Norf and Vissy. Vissy getting that 3-camp invade when Norf went for the gank into a lane, punishing it. Serenity Gaming, thank you for the follow. Didn't even pay out predictions for game 1. Did I do a prediction for game 1? My bad. Tech Kids put belt to ass. Bale putting some pressure on to Crazy Fool. A little bit of a better dual lane pick here, I think, for the side of the Super Saiyans than they did have in that last game. 2v2 in mid lane. Cholo getting engaged on with no flash. Grady looking to kill. Vissy for the support. Put the house on Kev. Cholo gonna get away with that back. Cheeks are clenched right now as he saw that rock coming through the fog wall as he went back to base. Vissy still on the duo side. Might catch the enemy team off guard here a little bit. Just going to look to get the D ward. And keep it moving. Maybe going to take a reset here. Going to go to his red side. Might look for a 2-camp invade even. A little bit risky though as he has not reset yet. Oh no, he does. He actually has a power spike. Grady does not. Looking to just do seething, but Grady's on 2-camp. This is very greedy. Might get punished for this, but France has a reset here. Going to be double seedling, I think, in the way of Vissy here, unless he gets caught on the right side. Just going to take his win and move on. Going to wait for his smite to come back up. Not going to have much mana, though. Does have the blue buff, trying to help him out, but he is expending a lot on these camps. Team swides are soft at the top. My bad. You're right. Professional streamer, by the way. Grady, ganking solo lane. Dual lane. Crazy Fool goes down. Kev Kaio-Ken with the first blood on the Eden. Not the character you want to see with first blood. Kev carrying the boys. Putting them in the backpack. Crazy Fool going down. Doing his classic in special on the tank pick. Gonna play tank. Gonna go 0-10. Gonna win the game anyways. Or so we'll see. Solo Bolo in the solo lane. Count is going down to Tekken, just not quite able to handle the father. Catching the backhand. Flick, not having a good time in the solo lane. Crazy Fool in mid lane, looking for Cholo. France, 1 HP. Good body block by Vissy to stop the snipes coming through from France. Flash forced out of the mid laner for the side of the Suns. Crazy Fool showing up for moral support. The second game, Richter was selected. I'm surprised there's no Faye pick coming out into the Richter. Faye, very good into Richter and Rampage. Cholo also pretty proficient on the pick, able to hit those E's. Maybe a little bit worried about getting ganked, but at the end of the day, you're going to get ganked either way. Doesn't matter what you're playing. Might as well play picks that are good into it. Into the enemy team comp. I would have loved to have seen a Faye pick come out here from the side of the Kaio-Kens. Tri-Edge over here looking to go into the Lantern. Cholo getting more pressure put onto him here by Grady. Does see him on the ward. Getting zoned out a little bit here from France. Does actually secure the cannon though. Solo lane Dr. Flick down a little bit XP. Did die in the 1v1 earlier. Down a little bit more than half a level. But not too much. Trying to get some deep ward vision. Gets 3-camp vision. Knows the blue buff is up. Dual lane, a little bit of pressure put out here by Crazy Fool. See if he can hit some hooks maybe. Don't think he's landed much this game though. Simba played it once. Crazy Fool getting ulted here by Tri-Edge. Looking for the follow-up from Kev. Kev got to be careful dashing in here, though. Crazy Fool does have ult. He's going to dash in. Gets hooked out of the dash into the 2-man ult from Crazy Fool. A little bit of a misplay here from the from the Kaio-Kens. Kev gonna go down. Had to watch out for that rampage, or for that Richter all, not respecting the damage. Cholo getting some damage off the Richter, walking into the turrets, getting big push onto one, gets silenced. Doesn't actually quite get the push. Crazy Fool gonna go down here to Visi. Triage trying to get France in the back. Cholo putting out some damage onto Jay. Gonna be a 2-for-1 trade there. ADC for mid laner and support. W recovery from the mid jungle of the Super Saiyans, making up for the misplay by Kev dashing into the 2-man ult. Visi picking up the Fangtooth. Greedy play, not going to get punished for this. Actual demon pull here from the side of the Super Saiyans, recognizing that they can pick this up because they expect the other team to back. Good heads-up play by Visi to pay attention to the minimap here and know what's going on in the game. Seedling is also up. Kev looking to pick this one up, get a little bit of gold for himself. Get a little bit of a lead over the enemy ADC, even though he did go down. Nobody helping him here, though. Gonna get poked out pretty hard. Might just hand this one over to Grady. France does know he's on it. Gonna have to give it up. Poked out. Probably gonna have to reset. Wave frozen for Jay on the tower line. Slowly pushing into Kev. Gonna pick that up. Does have the sustain from the crest. Got a little bit more of a game here than we did last game. Last game, not too much signs of life out of the Super Saiyans, but they were just iced a little bit. Had to warm up after having a little bit of break from their last match. Triage catching Crazy Fool out in the jungle, just getting some poke off. Not looking for too much. Great camera angle by me. Fantastic spectator, by the way. Kev getting pressured a little bit. Does get some poke on the J. Good trade here from Kev. Looking for the 1v1. Not able to find it. Cholo getting pressured in mid. 3 on the solo lane for the Super Saiyans. Cholo getting gone on. Gets rocked. Gets stunned. Gets hooked. Can't play the game. Has the flash, though. Gets out. Drops the turret to block the snipe. Can't block it, though. Does not block the snipe as it goes through minion solo lane. Tekken 2v1ing over here while Cholo gets ganked. Visi trying to find this one, get a little bit of a trade. 3 members rotating over, though, from the side of the Suns. Visi gonna have to TP out to the dual lane. Actually gonna elect to not do so. Grady looking for the rock on him in the air. Not quite able to find it. Tri-Edge rotates over. Not much value going on here. Tower plate going down in mid lane, as the Egan Scorch did have to back. Mini Prime being pulled. Going the way of the Suns. Probably going to go on to Tekken here. I kind of wish I would see somebody show up just to contest it so Tekken doesn't get it, forcing Grady to smite. Unfortunately, you do risk the play of getting CC chained by 3 range stones into a hook. Who is Visi? This is Visi's debut into the comp scene. Visi in mid lane, gets a stun on France. Cholo, a little bit of poke out. Grady here with the ult. Fighting into the Iggy and Scorch turrets, though. Getting a lot of damage from Cholito. Getting a lot of value here on the dive from Grady. Visi should be able to trade this one out. Jungle for mid. Good trade here. Gets some Malady stacks. Crazy Fool gets picked up by the Bale. Gonna go down probably as well as the Countess is here. Crazy Fool goes down 2 for 1. Jungle for mid. Cholo is very happy about that trade. Finally, the other team gets punished for the war crimes that we are witnessing. Mid tower gonna go down here. Opens up the map a lot. This just happens because they have Eden plus the Wukong able to fully clear these waves. I would love to see Triage jump in and create some space and not let this Argus clear the wave. Instead, we kind of just let him do so. We'll still end up getting this mid tower, hopefully. Looks like we're just gonna walk away. Not sure what we're doing here. Maybe trying to kill Tekken, but we're kind of losing a lot of value now, as we did not actually break the tower like we should have. Triage should have jumped in and zoned that guy. Not sure why he didn't. You'll see the Iggy rotate over the dual lane, pick up some farm. Kev catching the mid wave. Does have that scatter shot, so his clear is not too bad. Does need to get that cleanse online, though. Fangtooth is coming up in about 30 seconds. Crazy Fool looking to go dual lane. Trying to get a hook onto the big body of Iggy and Scorch. Hits the ult. Good stasis to immune some damage here. Also immunes the rad rounds a little bit. Gonna put some turrets down. Does die here anyways, though. Triage with the trade, though. On to Jay. Very good play by Triage to show up on time. I would be happy with that any day of the week. Cholo not really worth any gold. 0-3 right now. Jay 2-0 after the kill before he dies. definitely much more worth for the side of Cholito. However, in mid lane, Kev does go down. Triedge trying to get a kill on Crazy Fool, but the shield from Sanctification just too much for Triedge to get that kill through. Grady here for the kill. Big juke by Triedge, actually dodging. Gonna go down to France instead, trying to look for the trade on Crazy Fool. Visi gonna get an invade. Fangtooth coming up. Not sure we can defend it, so we're just gonna try to take what we can. Maybe kill the Acheron if we can. Tekken been putting belt to ass. Last 2 games, 2v1s, no problems. See if they can get one out this time. Kev looking for a kill in the river buff. Catches France on the rotation. Crazy Fool comes in with ult though. Or not Crazy Fool, sorry, Grady. Grady stuck in the Iggy and Scorch turrets, getting burned alive right now. Kev using his ult to get out of there. Big damage coming out of Cholito. Kev in trouble though. Crazy Fool's here. Cholo still pumping out some damage on this Iggy and Scorch, getting a lot of value off these turrets. They're not getting killed in these fights. Visi ganks solo lane, does get the Acheron kill. Cholo still here. Big damage. Triedge is back. Picks up Jay. Gonna pick up Crazy Fool next. Movement speed might prove too much. Crazy Fool gonna get out of there. 1-for-1 trade, ADC for ADC, but they pick up the Acheron on the other side of the map, and they're getting Fangtooth Prio with this Iggy and Scorch. Massive swing in the favor of the Kaio-Kens right now. Down about 1,000 gold, should be about even after this Fangtooth. 1-for-1 on the Fangtooths. Sorry, 2-for-0 on the Fangtooths. I forgot they got the first one with the sneak. 2-0 Fangtooths for the side of the Kaio-Kens. They are scaling. Game is even across the board. Mid lane down 700 gold, but jungle up 700 gold. A little bit of a trade-off there. Grady putting a lot of pressure to put his mid laner ahead. Visi getting a lot of free farm, letting his mid laner die. Cholo might be 0-3, but he's getting a lot of value in these fights. I would love to see him build a little bit of HP. Probably a Tainted Scepter. They are into an Acheron and a Rampage. Maybe we get some anti-heal here before we throw the game. I don't know why you don't like this item, Cholo. It's the best item in the game. Best mid item in the game. Maybe we build it. Maybe we get a little bit of HP, and we could survive some of this dive. I'm just saying, might help you out a little bit here. I don't think this is the build that you want to go with. Triedge gets stunned out of his ult, looking for the Orgus, not quite able to find it. Gets the knock up onto the Rampage, though. Does burn the flash. Countess is here. Gonna pick up Grady. Looking for mid-tier 1. 4-man collapse here from the side of the Suns, though. Cholo gonna take the blast pad and get out of there. Visi getting gone on. Dodges the route by Tekken. Tekken does secure the kill with the ultimate, though. Not an execute. No +5 power there. 1-for-1 trade. Jungle for jungle. Cholo getting a lot of damage off here. They are going to have to get this mid tower. Kev on the split push. Going to take tier 1 in duo probably as a trade. Hooked by Crazy Fool on the Cholo. Going to put him back to the base. Free Shaper for the side of the Suns if they want it. Nobody really to contest. Going to not elect to take it though. Maybe a little bit scared of the counters coming back with the bail there. Think that's a little bit of a misplay. Maybe a little bit scared. This game's not going as good as it did the last game, so maybe they're playing a little bit more respectful than they probably should, as I think that was a free objective. Do turrets reproc Noxia? Noxia has an internal cooldown of 8 seconds. You can't reproc it immediately. They do proc it instantly on the second hit, but they don't, like, it has an internal cooldown. Cholo's selling right now. Cholo just needs to build some HP. If he had a little bit of HP in his build, I think he would be in a much better position. He would still be dying, but he would be surviving a little bit more in general. He could also go Magnify, another fantastic item for Iggy and Scorch. You do shred armor for your team. You do have a Countess. So, like, shredding magical armor is good. And it gives you a little bit of lifesteal while also giving you pen, HP. Great stats for Iggy and Scorch, really. Crazy Fool, ulting. Gonna kill Visi. Very squishy character. Tekken, 1v4 on the side. Kev puts him down. Grady's here, though, with some damage. Kev with the ult. Might pick up Crazy Fool here. Crazy Fool goes down. 2-for-1 trade right now. Kev putting out some damage numbers. 1 HP onto Grady. Jay is here, though. Free casting in the back line. Handed out back shots to Cholo. Cholo, 1 HP. Flashes into the boost. bounces up top. He's doing tricks on it. Kev can't quite get the ult off. Try to switch stances and ult for the immunity. 3 for 3 trade there. Going the favor of nobody.
That's it. I'm on a break. Union rules.
About a 2,000 gold lead for the favor of the Suns. 1,500 gold lead in solo lane. 2,000 gold lane in mid. ADCs are even. Jungle up 1,000 gold for the side of the Super Saiyans. Support up about 800 gold for Tri-Edge. Pretty even game here overall. Going to be a free orb prime here going towards, mini prime going towards the Suns. Curious as to who they put this on. I would like to see this on Grady in the front line. Just give him a little bit of extra protection for this Fangtooth so he can be in that front line and do what he needs to do a little bit better. It would be unfortunate if he does smite this and does not have a smite for the objective. He is just going to auto it down. Grady, no physical defense yet. Or very, very minimal physical defense. Crazy Fool by himself, getting caught out. Ults on 1. They do get a free pick on a Tri-Edge. It's only the support, though. Crazy Fool getting turned on. Not enough damage here, though. Tekken in the back, about to suck Cholo from the back. Throwing out some fireballs. Bissy, 1 HP. Grady, 1 HP. France, 1 HP. Tekken coming in with the cleanup. Gets 1. 2 people go down on the side of the Suns. Tekken with the triple kill. Dr. Flick gonna live 1 HP. 2 for 4 trade. Not a great trade for the Super Saiyans, as they were looking to pick up that third Fang, but not going to be able to anymore. Dr. Flick gonna secure this blue buff just so it doesn't get invaded.
I'll be back shortly.
It seems like the Super Saiyans are struggling a little bit. They do need somebody to cancel this Richter ult. When he does get it, he's getting full ult value every single fight, trading 1 for 1 at worst, getting a free insta-kill at the beginning of the fight. They need somebody to cancel this ultimate, but nobody's really around to do so. The Bale getting chomped there. Nobody else on the team really able to CC to cancel this ult. Flick has no mana in his build. I don't think that's his problem here. His problem here is it's hard for him to get on the back line. If he's actually able to get onto Jay or onto the Argus, he could maybe make something happen, but currently he has not been able to as he has 3 big boys standing in front of him. The side of the Suns do lack some damage. Acheron does do quite a bit, though, so you have to respect it. But if you're able to kill these backliners, there's a lot less things to worry about from the side of the enemy team. Especially since Grady does not have that much defense. Considering if you have any type of pen here, Cholo going into more damage, electing to not build HP or anti-heal. We still have 0 anti-heal coming out of the side of Super Saiyans from mid, ADC, or jungle. Gonna elect to wait for the Countess to proc anti-heal on that Tainted Scepter or the Bale. Not sure I agree with this decision. 0 anti-heal here into the Rampage. Gonna cause some problems. He did live a little bit longer than he probably should have in that last fight, probably due to the fact that they didn't have anti-heal on him.
Oh, a big snake.
Ooh, I'll add that to the collection.
Not really, Kiwi. Thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Bird Nest. Thank you for the sub. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying the content.
Someone is going to die.
I'll just leave this here.
Not really much happening right now. Kind of just pushing waves. Trying to get as much farm as we can. We got a 1v1 in the duo lane. Kev going down to Tekken. Not even close in that trade. Tekken full HP. Does expand his ultimate though. Not that he's concerned by that. Dr. Flick getting gone on here. Grady not able to find the rock. No hook following through as well. Acheron on the split push. Nobody here to bash him. Not sure they can stop him here. Flick gonna get poked out by France. Visi getting some poke on Grady, pushing him into tri-edge. Not really any damage coming out though. Iggy gonna have to match the Acheron. Not sure if he actually wins the 1v1, but he should be able to clear waves. Or Prime gonna be pulled here. Acheron more than happy to just back up. Crazy Fool playing the corner, waiting for somebody to walk in. Gonna bite them with the ult. Looks for the ult, gets two, pulls the bubble off of Visi for the double ult. Tri-edge insta-killed. Visi running for his life. Maybe gonna look for the steal. Seems like he walked back over to the 2 camp. A little bit scared to look for the steal. Not much you can do about that. Cholo did not set that wave in left enough. I don't think that wave is set for them. Still gonna push into the inhib there. Kev gonna go pick that up. No double buff here though. Primal not available. So just gonna be an orb prime push. They wait for primal, their orb prime will be gone. See what the Kaio-Kens could do. They definitely a better game than they performed in that first game. First game, a little bit of a stomp. Not sure if they're playing better this game or the Suns are a little bit more relaxed. Maybe a little bit of both. I think this lack of frontline comp is going to bite them, though, a little bit. This Countess not quite getting as much value as it needs to compensate for the fact that their frontline does just insta-die to this Richter ult every single fight. Tri-edge not able to play the game. Decent damage off onto Crazy Fool, eating just Iggy turret damage for no reason. Gonna slow down this push by them. Acheron, 1v1 against the Countess. Countess not gonna win this 1v1. Visi looking for the gank though. Might be trying to punish this split push as they know that Crazy Fool cannot tank this objective. Kev Kaio-Ken getting gone on to Grady. Actually ults in, trying to punish that. We see the little solo lane gank here. Suck coming out of Tekken trying to look for the 2v1. Actually gonna maybe get it here. Visi with the stun. Dash through, and that's a kill. Going the way of the Super Saiyans. But on the other side of the map, Primal Fangtooth is going the way of the Suns. Will they end up walking in here trying to contest? Iggy just gonna take the mid tower. Gonna try to split push. Tri-edge trying to steal over the wall. Not able to find it. Grady looking for the rock. Gonna look for Kev. Kev with the ult to immune the Richter ult though. Buys a lot of time. But in mid lane, Cholo out here on the tier 2 tower as against Scorch. Not going to get it, but he gets a lot of damage here. He might actually get it. Going to get his back stopped by France. Big snipes from France. A little bit of a mistake by Cholo to back inside the tower on Vision. Going to end up getting picked up here, but he does get the tier 2 tower at least. Didn't get the pushback onto Grady. Gets rocked. Cholo here, not Cholo, Visi here with the follow-up. Trying to get the stun. Almost gets the trade. Cheeks are clenched as that hook comes a little close. What crest does Tri-edge have? Rifties. I think Rifties is actually a big mistake into characters that can insta-cancel you like Richter. Because what happens is you go in, you Rifties, and then you get silenced immediately. Can't play the game. I think it's a big mistake there. Chan Extreme, thank you for the follow. Grady looking for the rock. Low HP. Gonna ult in here. Not really a lot of anti-heal. Grady stunned in inhib. Just creating some space. Rifties by Tri-edge. No ult though. Coming through. Only one inhib down here. Honestly, considering they lost double buff, not too bad. They're just gonna back to base. Sun's gonna spend all of their gold. They won the Orb Prime fight. They won the Primal fight. They got an inhib. They got what they wanted. Now it's just gonna be a reset. And we're just gonna wait for this Primal to be up. This Prime. We maybe see a Shaper pull at some point just to get a little bit of map prio, but I don't think it actually makes too big of a difference as it is not the Meteor Shaper, so it doesn't matter that much. So it'll be so much better, but they aren't fighting together. Well, the problem with Rifties is you try to Rifties, who do you Rifty? If you Rifty the Drongo, you're getting silenced. If you Rifty France, you're getting stunned. If you Rifty Crazy Fool, you're getting stunned. So you have to hit none of them, which means you're only hitting the ramp. Realistically, going Sanctification just to stop his team from getting chain CC'd is much more effective. And then he can play a little bit more in the backline and then cancel Crazy Fool's ult when Crazy Fool actually ults. But the problem is they have the Countess, so that means Tri-Edge has to be frontline, which is pretty bad. And then he can play a little bit more in the backline and then cancel Crazy Fool's ult when Crazy Fool actually ults. But the problem is they have the Countess, so that means Tri-Edge has to be frontline, which is pretty bad. Why am I hearing myself? Oh, it's in Discord. It's like, why the fuck am I hearing myself? Flick, looking to go on Grady here, potentially. 0 HP in the build. Or, sorry, 0 mana in the build. Not that much HP. We're allergic to HP. Cholo, still no percent pen. 3 tanks on the enemy team. Electing not to go Constiga or Magnify. Decides he doesn't need it. Kev also electing to delay the Demolisher. Maybe we learn how to build some pen for once. And then maybe we'll be able to damage some of these tanks. What time are finals? It would be after this set. Which, if Suns win, would be this game. But it might be tomorrow. It depends. I gotta talk to the captains because apparently some people have to work. And, you know, I understand. Tekken jumping in, having to flash away. Gets ulted by the Countess. Big combo from Tekken, though. Gets the execute. Big heal coming off the Akron ult. You do heal based off the damage from the execute. Plus the Void Helm. Going to be a lot of return healing for Tekken. Going to be a 5-for-0 big bait by Tekken. Just not enough damage on the side of the Super Saiyans to really punish them for playing like that off the Countess stun. Just no real follow-up. Probably as a result of them not having percent penetration in their builds, maybe. I'm not sure, though. Maybe percent penetration is pretty good, as well as anti-heal. I think this game, Kev, Kaio-Ken's, the Super Saiyans, playing fine, building a little bit incorrectly for the match that they needed, in my opinion. Cholo, a lot of pressure put onto him. Not many people helping him. I think he could have helped himself a little bit with a better build. Same thing for Visi, maybe a little bit more HP in the build instead of Alternata. You got to recognize the fact that you do not have a front line and you need some HP in your build to survive. GG's, much love to the Super Saiyan boys, showing up 2 upsets today. Got to be proud of that at the very least. Week of practice, able to come up last minute with a team, able to at least play the game. Respect where it's due. Unfortunately, their story ends in the top 4. Still a bronze match to be played.